Viewer discretion advised. This paranormal story is not suitable for everyone. Get out of here! Don't judge me. Well, hello. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Wednesday? Like I said before, every Wednesday I'm going to tell stories about my life as a paranormal investigator. And today, well, let's stop. I want to make sure I say thank you to all of our new subscribers, everyone giving us support. It's awesome. I had no clue that y'all would like these videos. So thank you very much. And if you're new here, please subscribe, smash the like button. We got all kind of good stuff coming. Alright, let's get back to the story. Today is going to be my Bigfoot experiences. And please, make sure you stay tuned to the end because you do not want to miss what I would do when and if I find a real Bigfoot. Alright, let's start off by saying this. I'm probably the only person in the world that has seen Bigfoot 2.5 times, and I still don't believe in him. And I'll explain. I'll explain. First, let me explain my Bigfoot experiences. For those of you who watch my videos, you know that I was a police officer. Well, my very first Bigfoot experience was I was doing security as a police officer in a little place called Morganza, Louisiana. Okay, and let me just set it up for you and the reason why I was there. There's cotton fields, and there's a road, a dirt road, that goes back to a hunting camp. And in Louisiana, well, you have hunting camps. You have hunting camps in Alabama, too. Well, these boys got lucky and struck oil. Okay, they were digging, and they struck oil. So they had crews come out to drill for oil. And they had all kind of crazy, like activists and all kind of craziness like that out there at first. Because they didn't want them to tear up the land. Well, so they had us out there. Once we got out there, all of those guys disappeared. They were gone. Well, anyway, I worked the night shift. And this is a middle of nowhere. There's a little shack about a quarter mile down on the road. There's a light that gave you a circle of light. Outside of that, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. It was that dark. Okay, now 2 miles down the road was a drilling rig, which was all lit up. Okay, this one night, I was there for 2 months, okay, working that detail. One night, I was bored. I had a little DVD player. I was watching a movie. I decided to go outside and smoke a cigarette, because at that time I smoked cigarettes. And I stepped out. I flung the door open. I stepped down. I lit my cigarette. And right outside of the circle of light, which kind of went off into the cotton field, there was something knelt down. And I thought, why the fuck is this dude like doing that? Or is that a bear? So I kind of like walked up a little bit to see if I could get a better look at it. And that's when the damn thing stood up. It stood up, had its head turned, looked at me, and did the most oddest thing I've ever seen anything do. Like it literally, it stood up, but when it stood up, its torso was facing me, and its legs weren't. And it started walking away, and then slowly turned his torso. And very slowly walking away through this field. What it was doing was sitting there plucking at the ground, trying to get like seeds or bugs or whatever the fuck it was trying to do. My first thing was it was a bear. or a dude in a suit because, well, there's riggers down there, man. Like they're those guys are nuts, all right? Well, I didn't say anything at first. I just watched it. I wish I would have shot the damn thing. It walked all the way across that field and right into the woods. Hadn't seen it since. It just did that. The next day, I told my supervisor, and I wrote a report. All the guys at the rig literally came up and was like, "You saw a Bigfoot?" I was like, I don't know if I saw a Bigfoot. For a long time, I thought it was one of them in a suit. And right then, I thought it was either a bear or a dude in a suit, so I didn't shoot it. Okay? I wish today I would have shot that big son of a bitch. All right. That's the first one. Time for number two. Number two, I was on a training exercise. Again, if you watch my channel, you know I used to work for the government. I was on a training exercise in DeSoto, Alabama. Okay, that's a big park there. Okay, and we had the whole park. So we were doing training exercises there, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning. We were done. We all were sitting around the fire and calming down, getting ready to go to bed. We were all like exhausted. It was a crazy day. We're all dirty and all this crap. Right next to me was a captain. Okay, a really good friend of mine. I'm not going to mention his name. Acorns and pine cones kept hitting the dude. And let me just set it. This dude's huge. Okay, he was 6'8", like 300 pounds. He was the biggest man I've ever had to deal with in my life. I love the dude to death. Still just a big motherfucker. These pine cones and acorns kept hitting him. Well, the funnier thing was there wasn't a pine tree anywhere near us. We found out later the nearest pine tree was about 100 yards away. Well, anyway, he was getting pissed. So he started throwing them back into the woods. Okay, and I witnessed this. I was sitting right there. I got hit with a few acorns and shit too. The final draw was when one hit him on top of the head. It hit him on top of the head. We all started laughing. He didn't think it was funny. He stood up and threw the pine cone into the woods. Well, when he did that, as soon as his arm did this, he started tripping out. On the other side of the fire, there was some people sitting, and there was a bush, some trees, but there was a hole, in the middle of it, just where the leaves hadn't grown. And at that time, I saw it, okay? He just screamed. I saw a face, a big, big, big face in that hole, and I saw it go back into the hole. And then we heard what sounded like a train running through the woods on two legs. We chased it. We literally kept seeing, and it looked like a fucking hairy man, a really big, that dude had to be 8, 9 feet tall. And he shoulder blocked a tree. And the freaking tree just went boom. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. We ended up shooting at it. And one of the lieutenants basically said he thinks he got him. We couldn't find any blood. We couldn't track it. Okay? That was freaky as shit. Now, mind you, I still don't really believe in Bigfoot. Alright, on to the 0.5. Because I've seen Bigfoot 2.5, which is a 0.5 because whatever. If you've watched my video about the real Men in Black, this is the same place that we were going to, and you have to walk really far to get to where that is, but we were walking and it's a trail through woods. Okay, and on this side at this time it opens up into a field, and 400 or 500 yards away is a pasture. So there's nothing out there. Well, anyway, we're walking down this trail and the woods are on my side, my son's right here, and we're working our way up to these manhole covers. As we're walking, the woods are right here by my face. I'm walking by, and we're just walking, and all of a sudden, behind me, right here, as I'm walking, was like right there. I flew back, knocked my son down, and then I regained what was going on, and I ran into the woods after it. I have no clue what that was. Okay. My kid says that he's never heard anything make a sound like that before. It sounded like an angry ape, and it did. It sounded like a nasty gorilla. Here's the funny part. I felt the breath and like moisture on my neck when that happened. Okay. Now I didn't see Bigfoot. I didn't see what this was, so I can't say that's what it was. So that's why I say 0.5. Okay. I ran into the woods after it. Didn't see it again. I could hear something tromping through, but I couldn't see it again. It's super thick right in there. And the funnier part is, like, I found out right then about 100 yards. There's people's houses. So, who knows what that was? I'm calling it a 0.5 Bigfoot sighting. All right, let's get to the nitty gritty, the fun part here. I don't even know how to say this. What would I do if I really found a Bigfoot? Well, this may be hard for you to hear, but out of Bigfoot, I'm gonna bend that big hairy bitch over, and I'm gonna make it my bitch. Why am I saying that? Well, come on, man. Just imagine the street cred you would get if you was the dude that not only found Bigfoot, but you also took high advantage of the poor thing. You think anybody would ever try to mess with you? You'd be walking in the hood and everybody be like, that's the dude that fucked Bigfoot, man. Come on, man. I also know that the Smithsonian Museum, as well as probably our government, would charge me with probably some new shit. They would make that up, like molesting a mythical beast. But the reason is because I honestly don't believe in it. I'm native, and I've heard stories about Sasquatch and Bigfoot my whole life. Yeah, I know I've said I've seen too, but I saw it. Okay, that doesn't mean that I was right there and I was able to touch it to believe in it. If I would have shot the damn thing and then went over there and touched it, then I would have 100% real. I, as a paranormal investigator and investigator, am not going to say just because I saw something that it's real. Just not going to do it. There's not enough evidence in my own head. And remember, you always follow the evidence. Well, I hope that didn't disturb too many people, because I am in no way, shape, or form lying. In any way. I have jumped out of a car and chased something into the woods because I planned on out of it. Yep. Well, now if you haven't unsubscribed, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.